Check. Mic check. You there, Jeremy?
I'm here, Risky Man. Let's do this.
All right, here we go. This is Golf Nation, the show that brings you interviews with the best and brightest people in the industry. Join us for a round as we learn about their life, business, and so much more. Golf isn't just about playing the game, it's about connecting with others and getting away from our everyday lives. Now here's your host and the CEO of GolfCritique.com, Jeremy Lee.
Golf Nation, what is up? You're listening to episode 36 of the Golf Nation podcast, and we're back in the home Golf Hub studios. Joining us today, we have a decorated Marine Corps veteran who has spent 4 years in Okinawa, Japan, where he completed 2 deployments in the combat zone as well. Upon leaving the Corps, he had aspirations of getting a degree in aviation law. However, life happens sometimes, and it took him in a different direction. So he became a family man, and now he carries golf bags for a living. He says it's the best decision that he's ever made. He has been caddying since 2015 at clubs around the country, such as May River Golf Club, the Golf Club of Houston, and is now a full-time caddy at Pinehurst Resort here in Pinehurst, North Carolina. Please help me welcome the Bagger Vance of Pinehurst, Mr. Patrick Webster.
What's happening, fellas?
What is up, man?
How you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, man, it's good to have you, man. It's, we've known each other a long time, and
Facts.
And it's been good. I did do some caddying. It's been a while since I've caddied, but it's always nice to do caddying because you get the perks at Pinehurst.
Always can't beat those.
That's maybe better than the money.
We could have a talk about that one.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, the paper always is better, right?
Always, man. Always. The golf will come.
Yeah, for sure. So it's we're gonna get into all kinds of stuff today, and it's great to have you in the studio today, and gonna get into we're gonna get into caddying. We're gonna get the PGA Championship, the Wyndham's here in NC. But man, what's been happening just in your world just here lately?
Nothing, man. Really just been focused on the family. Like, honestly, with COVID and everything going on, it's put a damper in really just looping around across the country.
Yeah.
Any caddies that I know, they've been hit pretty hard. We went to probably like half the staff for a while. But other than that, man, I've just been enjoying time with little man, and now we're just prepping for a little homeschooling adventure. And work's about to pick up for me, so only positive things to come.
Yeah, that's great, man. Well, let's jump into the PGA Championship this past week. Risky.
I don't really want to talk about it.
Yes, let's talk about the PGA Championship because I'm going to brush my shoulders off a little bit.
Yeah.
Because my dark horse won this week.
That's awesome.
Colin pulled it out.
How much money did you win off that?
Oh, I would have won 3,500 bones if I'd have made
won.
Would, I know.
That's the key. Made a fat goose egg.
Oh, man.
Well, man, I'm just not a betting guy, but I love to think that I'm going to bet.
Right.
I will say that I love DraftKings because it's a little in with a big reward.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing I do love. I some of these guys who drop $100 or $200 or $300 or either you got a lot of money to play with and it's not really going to be that big of a deal if you lose that, but that's what gets tough. It gets tough.
It does. One thing that with Lisa, man, I'll always I only tell her that I put over $100 bet when I'm gonna win more than I put down. That's a little hidden
What is like a
there.
guaranteed win?
Oh, guaranteed. I'm like, hey, babe, if he finishes this pot in the tournament, I'll make like 3 times what I just put down.
Yeah.
Anything else? I was at the $20 bet.
Oh my gosh.
Got to finagle it, man.
Yeah. Risky likes to take some bets though.
Yeah, I take some bets. Only with friends though.
Yeah.
Not like anything serious, but. Yeah, I did win $33 off of the PGA Championship.
Nice.
That's big money.
Hey?
I didn't put anything into it either.
There
I
you
just
go. Little
picked,
gas money.
Yeah, I picked 5 players, came top 20, and
It's all relative,
won
baby.
$33.
Hey, let's talk. I bet you went nothing off Jordan Spieth, did you?
Yeah, no, did not see that one coming. Well, honestly, we could have seen that one coming. But
I blatantly said Jordan Spieth is not in a good place.
I know. I
And
wanted to
what did
prove
he
you
say?
wrong.
Guess what he said? Oh, he's going to contend this week.
Oh, man.
He did a little bit.
Swinging so
No,
hard.
Like the first day.
Okay, Thursday
And then
round,
it really fell off.
he did pretty good.
And then I started getting embarrassed.
Well, when everybody else is going 3-4 under on moving day, and he's shooting
6 over.
6 over? Like,
Yeah.
come on now, buddy.
Yeah, 6 over. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. So I was reading an article. I can't remember where I was reading it, but it was David Duval saying that he had a conversation back when he had won all these majors. He was killing it. And then all of a sudden he got this little thing. I gotta be longer. And Duval specifically said in this article that he said, Jordan, I'm going to tell you firsthand, take it from me. Don't chase distance, because that's what he felt like he did. And look what happened to Duval. He tanked and now he's a commentator. I mean, it's just, you never heard from him again. You go from 59 and the best player in the world to being obsolete. And so I think a little bit comes from the rhythm of the game. You know, if you've played like that your whole life, that's how your whole, and then when you start to throw in, if you're trying to increase those speeds and increase those numbers, then the feel gets off, which I think translates over to putting. Mm-hmm. And we'll talk about how important putting is, especially here at Pinehurst and all those things when you're caddying. But it's fascinating, man. And he's already got that little hitch in his arm. And I believe that that's a huge distance. You can't get the distance with the hitch.
Yeah.
You just don't have as much coil, don't have as much resistance there.
Facts.
And so, you know, I don't know, man. I feel bad for him, but he could do the Tiger. He could do a complete turnaround. And
I think he just, man, he got caught up in the social media effect. Yeah, you know, he got caught up in the man. Everybody's hitting 320 plus now. Carry 305, 310, and
right.
He fell into that area where he was like going to be left behind type thing. You know, when he won, it was all finesse golf, and that was, you know, and even to this day, finesse players win tournaments.
Yeah.
So I don't know what made him think that trying to chase a 305-yard carry or 320-yard bombs was going to excel his game at all.
Yeah, make a difference.
You know, he hits his long irons pure. He hits mid irons pure. Like, why worry about going to chase that pitching wedge versus an 8-iron in or something, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree because, I mean, if you think about a major championship, and let's just be honest, that's all anybody cares about anymore.
Yeah.
You know, that's going to define whether you're a good player or a great player, is if you win the majors. And his game sits up pretty well. Yeah, maybe on the longer tracks that are going to be 78 now. I mean, that's crazy what that's...
Which is usually U.S. Opens.
But, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, they're so fast and firm.
Yeah, exactly.
That who cares? I mean, you're getting... Yeah, you may be carrying the ball 270, but it's still going 330.
It can, yeah. 100%.
I mean,
ball flights, man. Play with ball flights. Don't play with distance.
I know, right? Because you can see some worm burners. They'll go an extra 200 yards.
I tell people all the time, man, what are you trying to do? Hit it so high. Take an extra club, knock it down, and it's still going to go further.
Yeah.
Play with ball flights. Don't play with speed, club speed.
Well, I do think that a little bit depends on, you know, just conditions.
Cool. Oh, yeah, 100%.
You know, but 100%. I agree with you. I mean, look at those stingers that Tiger used to hit. I mean, if the conditions are right, you're going to get a pretty sizable roll.
And the odds of missing a fairway, they turn
a lot smaller.
Yes.
And in the majors, that's what you got to have. I mean, look at Collins' numbers this week. He was the best driver in the field.
Hands down.
I mean, it was not even close.
Yeah, definitely.
And so,
I'm forgetting the numbers now, but it was like almost every single fairway he hit.
Yeah, no, it's
like just about everyone.
I'm telling you what, that dude could be scary.
He's good, man.
But he's not super long either. He's a pretty average sized guy.
I saw
5'10", $160, something like that.
That said, when they did a TrackMan test on him, his dispersion with his 6-iron was as good, if not better, than tour pros who've been on the tour for 10 plus years with a 9-iron or pitching wedge, and he was doing that with a 6-iron.
Holy cow!
And that was before anybody really knew that. He probably before he even knew how good he was.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, that's the women's game right there. I mean, you watch the women's game, they'll start throwing in some hybrids, and they're throwing in hybrids like we're throwing in 8-irons.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm like, what? Like I still remember to this day. I think they were playing down in Naples. It was Lydia Ko. And she had maybe like a 4 hybrid, something like that. And she put it with like 3 feet.
Oh, yeah. I wish I could hit a hybrid.
What? Now, I will say the men's game, we're hitting hybrids probably 50 yards further than the ladies are.
Something, yeah.
But still, like, it's not like hitting an iron. I mean, the hybrid, you're still sweeping it. You're not really hitting down as much. I mean, you are, but not like you would on a 9-iron or 8-iron,
Exactly.
7-iron. But it is going to be interesting to see what happens with Spieth going forward and what happens with his game. But the young talent that's coming out, man, I'm telling you right now, I'm telling you, the talent that's coming out in the next 5 years is going to be stupid.
Yeah.
It's going to be all Colin Morikawa's.
Yeah.
Like it's no joke. I think the ones that we grew up with, the Zach Johnsons, that era they're going to be obsolete.
Yeah, they're going to be on the leaderboards and majors, but that'd be the only time you probably see them a lot. I would think.
It was good to see Zach up front. When I first did you see the first day leaderboard? It was like all the straightest hitters.
Mm-hmm.
When it first started, I was like, oh, maybe I did get the distance wrong on this. But then as the week progressed, all the distance boys came in. That's why I think Jordan's doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
But if your body will not let you do that, if you're not made to do that, I mean, yeah, he's probably the same size as Rory, but
that was my letdown of the week for sure.
What's that? Oh, Rory.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was actually my pick to win.
Same.
And not so good.
I picked Koepka, and he didn't end up.
That's what happens when you open your mouth.
Hard. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he was there all week.
I love the guy, but that's what
he was
happens.
top
when you
5
speak
all
too
week.
soon. Yeah.
I mean, and then Sunday he just had a bad Sunday.
Yeah, really.
Which is odd for him. But see, I think he's a guy that feeds off crowds.
Yeah.
And I almost said on last week's podcast, was like, is this really a major? Is it really a major?
Yeah, I get that, but it is.
I mean, it's a major, but it's not a major in the sense of you're hearing the oohs and the ahs and the roars and everything that's... what's going to be the weirdest is Augusta.
Oh, yeah.
Because where you're used to going around Amen Corner and hear all these, you're hearing all these people charging. You ain't going to hear that anymore.
Now you're just going to hear balls being hit, all the
I know, it's gonna
echoes
be like-
around you. Yeah.
There's going to be all the nature sounds.
It is. And it's going to be echoes.
I know. It's going to be so interesting.
The Masters ain't going to need the theme music.
Oh, no. I know.
It's just going to
Be nice and quiet.
Yeah. Birds chirping.
So talking about Brooks, though, Brooks made some interesting comments, and then Rory kind of chimed in there.
That's my guy.
But we all know that Brooks and DJ are pretty tight. I mean, so my question is even though you're buddies, I always think about this as like an MMA fight. Like if I had to fight my friend in an MMA fight, like you're going to go to war. You love the guy to death, but it's business now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I didn't really understand the defense of that by Rory. Maybe he was talking about, his comment of, hey, you got 3 times less wins. But if we go by today's game, they judge by majors.
I know if it's me, like, yeah, majors are the say all be all when it comes to like Hall of Fame status and one of the GOATs. But 21 wins, not to mention a win for the last, the 10, 11 seasons? I can't remember.
Yeah, consecutive.
Yeah, I mean,
he's got the longest streak. Yeah.
I also don't think that Koepka's jab was meant. I don't think he was trying to make it like at all. The only person, I think he was basically saying, hey, the only person above me right now that's ever even had a chance of winning a major or won a major is DJ Johnson.
Yeah.
Dustin Johnson. And it was like, all right, here we go. What are we going to do?
Right.
I think it was like a little chess play too, a little friendly banter.
Sure,
like
absolutely.
Chime them a little bit because they're not, they weren't in the same group. So get a little jab at them and go play golf.
Exactly.
And obviously we live in social media, man, where people just
they're
gonna pick whatever the little like extra thing they can and try and amplify that. And then here we are, then statements left and right.
Yeah, I mean, social media that's a whole. I don't know. You're almost managing that through your emotions.
100%.
Because it's not like back in the day where didn't even have cell phones.
Yeah.
We didn't know what anybody else was saying. But now we know every single move or every single thought somebody has now.
Nope.
Especially if you're on Twitter. I'm like, I can't handle Twitter.
I use it for news and that's it. That's it.
You
Just
use
news.
Twitter for news?
Yeah.
That's shocking.
Yeah.
Is there truth in that news?
Might want to find a new source.
I just use it for headlines.
For the entertainment.
For the headlines. That's what I use it for.
Oh my gosh, we could have a whole podcast just on people reading just headlines.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Twitter.
If I see any news station, I report it and I just delete it off my stuff. I don't trust any news station unless it's like a local.
Yeah, I have multiple terms muted. So if anything comes up like politics, whatever, like I will not see any of those tweets. I'm sick of it, honestly. I'm frankly just sick of it. I got Twitter in the first place to like see funny things, not to be bombarded with that kind of stuff. So
it's pretty negative on Twitter, man.
It's so toxic.
So
it's so toxic.
Very negative.
I mean, it's toxic.
Like I said, I only use it for, I literally open it and I go straight to like the search part, and it just shows me all of the trending tweets. And I'll read through them, read my sports, check my bet and stuff, and I bounce. I'm no laying up. It's about the only people that I even keep up with on Twitter.
Yeah.
So what kind of betting are you doing?
What's that?
What kind of betting are you doing?
I do small stuff, man. Like I said, I usually just do like, I'll pick one or two guys that are. Definitely take one with like a dark horse odds. I'll throw $50 or $100 depending on what it is, just to hope he sniffs top 20.
Sure.
And if he does, hey, cool. I might double my money. If he sniffs top 5, top 10, I'm gonna like make like 500 times what I put down.
I know, right?
So it kind of works out. Like I did DraftKings for a while, and
all the professionals make DraftKings really hard.
Yeah, it does. They do, man. They're really. I can't lie. You got to be on point.
Yeah.
Like, and you got to be attentive, and you got to do your research, and you can't just go with who you think you know in golf. Like really, especially in golf. I actually dabbled in like some NASCAR betting, and I cashed in for like 3 weeks straight. Man, it's crazy.
Like, oh, I got this. I
was like, all right, I ain't doing this no more. I'm not running the horse too long. It's crazy.
Well, I will say though, the thing with DraftKings is it is pretty addictive, but it's addictive in a small way.
Facts. 100%.
I mean, it's so cheap to get in. $20, you can win $1 million. I mean, you have one lucky week, and life's going to be real good.
Yeah,
even if you get top 10, it's like $100,000 or something like that. So
yeah, I think most of everyone there maybe like. I think it was like 5,000.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, off of a $20 bet.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was solid.
I remember one time I did one of the small $2,500 bets. It was like $1 in, and I was like maybe 5 or 6.
Nice.
In that pool, and I was pretty happy. I think I ended up being like 35, and I think I made like $30 or $40. No, actually, I did 400 is what I got off of that. Right. It was pretty high on that. That. But for $1. 400 times?
Well, who are you going to bet on this weekend in Wyndham?
Yeah, I think hometown. We're back in North Carolina with the Wyndham Championship out at Sedgefield. Greensboro, that's up towards your stomping ground.
It is.
So what is that, 20 minutes from you?
If that, yeah, about 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's not very far. And so, I don't know. I mean, I still think it's unbelievable what Webb has put together. I mean, he's a Carolina boy. He lives in Charlotte. I think if I was a betting man, it looks like he's come in runner-up last year and the year before.
Correct.
And he probably knows Sedgefield better than any player in the field, probably.
Very well.
So I'd say I'd probably pick Webb to win this week.
It's kind of hard not to when he goes out there for the last 3-4 years straight and has been top 5 or top 10 and won, whatever. So it's kind of hard not to. I won't do it just because, I can't lie. I'm not a fan of Webb. I'm just not a...
He's got a weird...
Just not a vibe.
Is it because it's just not... He's not exciting to watch?
Yeah, it's just not a vibe for me. Like, he don't click for, like... I'm going to turn on my PGA Tour Live to watch Webb Simpson.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? I'd rather watch some of the young guns like Morikawa or Matt Wolff.
It's going to be exciting.
Last year, I followed them two in the same pairing, and I seen some shots. It was just unreal with Morikawa and Matt Wolff. It was just insane.
Well, and I think they have personality. They have a different vibe. They have a swagger to them.
They do.
And that's what's going to change golf. You start bringing some cool factors, and I'm looking at your tie-dye today, and Wolff and DeChambeau and all those guys were hitting tie-dyes this week at the PGA Championship.
Get that San Francisco vibes,
Yeah, probably a little bit.
Got them West Coast vibes.
Definitely
Especially
San Francisco vibes. Yeah, for sure.
San Francisco, boy, they freewheeling out there.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. I'm about it. Hey, shout out Vernon Car Society, man. This is what it is. Let's support your local caddies.
Oh yeah,
I'm about
nice.
it, you know?
I didn't even realize it was
Nice.
it was a Caddy.
Yeah, man.
Caddy logo on your shirt.
Yeah, they dropped these pretty much right when COVID kind of hit off, and it was basically a big kind of a fund for the caddies that abandoned, you know, and it's like they were all hit pretty hard. So instead of, you know, and I think for the most part, I think they're contractual. I don't even think they're an employee base. So they were just cut. So Bernard Carr, I mean, awesome guys, and they just ended up putting this together, and I mean, pretty much all the donations I believe went to the caddies at Bandon, which is pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I mean, those guys had to get hit pretty hard. I mean, all this travel is still probably getting hit hard. I mean, even though the golf business is booming, I'm talking booming right now.
Mm-hmm.
Travel is not as, I mean, it's busy, but it's not anything crazy.
And that's what hurts places like resorts like Pinehurst and Bandon and Stream Song and Pebble. Like, people go to those resorts from all over the world, you know, and they'll if you live in the States, you might go for just a weekend and come back.
Right.
It's that easy, you know, when travel is not restricted. But now I think with everything slowly starting to come around, I think people are finally adjusting to the ideas of social distancing, for the most part, that I can see in my job anyways, that we're getting busy again, man.
Yeah,
like,
that's nice.
It's fast.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, it was funny because I was with my daughter and we were in the car. We had our mask on. We had already been in a store and she come back in. Usually they're like, "Oh, get this mask off me." She was like just hanging out with her mask. I'm like, it's already we're getting used to it. Now it's just like, gotta wear a mask.
I mean, sometimes I forget to take my mask off when I come out the store, because I'm usually I will not put it on until I step towards the opening of a store, and I take it off the second I'm out the store. Well, lately I've just been like walking to my car and I'm like, okay, hold up, let's just pull this off. Like, I hadn't even thought about it.
Yeah, with the facial hair, it kind of gets hot underneath there for me. I start sweating. And trust me, I know when I have a mask on.
My beard is a little thicker than normal, so it's been a little rough.
Yeah, mine's not even, but it's just itchy for me. I don't know. Maybe my material that I'm using, but
I'm trying to catch up with you boys. I've started to grow a beard.
Man, this is 10 years making, man.
Don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me.
okay, next episode I'm going back to just a mustache.
I think I got a gray hair hopping in here somewhere.
Trust me.
You know,
I plenty of those.
I've never seen a gray and red beard, so that'd be interesting.
That's your Irish.
I've been getting some red in my beard, honestly, which is strange for me.
Once it starts growing, it never stops, man. I'd
be fine with
Miracle
that.
Grow, bro. Telling you.
I could use some Miracle Grow.
Yeah, no, I'm good on the amount of hair, but for some reason I just can't. I'm working. We'll see. Right now it makes me look a little scruffy and like rough around the edges, but hopefully it'll start filling in.
Yeah,
we'll see.
It will.
We'll see.
And then he's gonna start wearing tie-dye shirts.
No, I don't know. Some of them looks pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a pretty good looking shirt.
I'm not big into the tie-dye scene personally. I kind of over it at this point.
Yeah.
It's a little overdone for me. I'm not one who likes to hop on a wagon and ride that storm, you know?
Right.
So, like, when they went through this, I was like, oh, you know, it was right around National Tie-Dye Day. So it was kind of a reason for doing it.
Right.
You know? And actually, this is the first time I ever did a tie-dye shirt. So it was like the first one I ever tried in my life.
I mean, it's a more of a subtle tie-dye.
It's not bright and like bold.
Right.
My other one it has like the actual burning cart on the front.
Oh, gotcha.
And on the back, and it's just like this vibrant oranges and greens.
Right. Like you just got off the Grateful Dead train.
Yeah, pretty much, man. Exactly, that little Deadhead action.
So Risky, what's your pick for this week at the Wyndham?
Honestly, I'd like to see Webb win, being an NC boy and everything, just like myself. But if I'm trying to make some money, I'm going for Justin Rose.
Oh, I like that pick, actually.
Not a bad one.
Rosie's another one of those guys that's just kind of cool and collected.
Good course to it. I think he's set up good for him.
Mm-hmm. Who's your pick?
You know, I gotta go with man Tommy. Tommy Fleetwood. I got to.
Dude, I love Fleetwood.
Fleetwood. He's been too close lately, man. He's playing so good. If that putter gets rolling, it's game over.
Yeah, I don't know how well the international guys do at Sedgefield. I don't know if it's more of an American course or.
It's honestly, man, it's pretty clear cut. Like there's no, it's right, left, right. It's hit a shot and go hit. I mean, it's not the longest golf course at all. So you really ain't even got to hit a driver, but maybe on the par five.
It's a shot maker's golf course.
It is, man. You can go out there and just get creative with it, man.
Well, and see, that's where the game gets a little fun because a lot more people come into the mix.
Yeah.
You know, so
There's a couple tee shots where you got to carve a ball right to the left around this little bend in the corner. If you miss it right, you're blocked out by trees. Like it's a great setup, man. Great course. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to go up there and play if we can get on. I mean, it's a private club, but
it is.
Hopefully we can maybe make some calls. And I would love to play Sedgefield. I've heard a lot of good things.
And it's a birdie making machine out there too.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Greens tough, flat?
Oh, they're very tough greens. Like if you go long on any of those greens, you might as well chalk it up to a bogey unless you just have a crazy up and down.
Interesting. Yes. Elevated greens?
They're kind of elevated. Yeah, it's just they're so fast front to back, especially if they're not weak. Like you'll never. It's insane. It's so cool to watch though. The course.
I assume Bermuda grass greens.
Sedgefield. I think so. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
I want to say it's bent.
They did a renovation a couple years back, didn't they?
They might have. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Yeah, we'll have to do some research on that. I don't know. I thought that they had converted. I mean, that's what's crazy. You get those undulations that were with bent grass, and then they go to Bermuda.
Oh yeah.
It's like, whew, we were just talking about that on Southern Pines. Can you imagine Southern Pines with Bermuda greens?
Amazing. Amazing.
Oh my gosh.
I would love that.
They'd have like 5 pin placements.
Gosh, I would love that.
Well, that's where they're going.
I hope so.
They're doing a conversion next summer.
Man, that's going to be so amazing.
So that'll be interesting to see what that does. That golf course could be really, really good.
See, we have my Donald Ross course, my city course, Ashboro Muni. That's a little 9-hole Donald Ross, and they still have bent grass. And I'm like, I cannot wait till the day they finally realize that they can't handle bent grass.
Yeah, it's
switch to Bermuda,
right?
And watch how just crazy good that course gets.
How good is the little Ashboro Muni?
I love it, man. Little 9-hole track. They got like 5 sets of tee box. So a lot of times, me and the buddies will go play the tips, and the next 9 we'll just whatever tee box is closest to the green, we walk straight off and walk to it. So you can play different distances. Like when we have our city am and stuff out there,
right?
We'll play blues and then whites, or whites and reds. But the reds aren't typically reds. They might be where the whites usually are.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they just flip. There's no consistency in the tee boxes, which I think is amazing because I'm over the stigma of ladies' tees, seniors' tees, white tees.
They just need to take away colors.
Or just jumble it in, man.
Oh, you know these old guys. We've been so ingrained that women equal red. And so we just can't get it. The old men are like, no, I'm not playing for those women tees. That's for the women.
That to me is just crazy. I don't understand that mindset. I do not.
Well,
like, I'll walk off I'll play a tips on one hole, walk off next hole. The blues are the tips, but the next hole, the reds might be right in front of the blues.
Yeah.
And the next hole, the whites are where the whites are supposed to be, right in front of the blues.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it. They don't care. It's a matter of just finding a distance and where you can hit. I go out there and I do not bring driver. I'll bring my 5-wood and 3-wood, and I take maybe 6 irons and 2 wedges.
Sure.
If that, 10 clubs.
Well, I am a huge fan of 9-hole courses. I grew up on a 9-hole course, and then you just play 2 sets of tees, but you're playing the same golf course twice. I don't know. There's just something about 9-holers. I
you can hit every club in the bag.
Yeah, and usually they're pretty good.
Yeah.
They're pretty good because they put on a lot of money in the 9 holes versus the 18 holes. And
100%.
And it's really usually a good experience when you go out there and play. So, well, man, let's jump over into caddying, man. We'll talk a little bit about your caddying over at Pinehurst. We're right here on the backside of number 8, but obviously you get to caddy on. Have you caddied on all 9?
Oh yeah,
all 9.
Yeah, 100%.
So let's talk about kind of what made you get into caddying first, and what kind of drew you into doing that, and then some of your experiences, and then we'll talk about what's happening now at the resort. Yeah,
for sure, man. I mean, Lupin really just. I've always liked golf, but I was in the middle of chasing this law degree and chasing. I've always wanted to be a lawyer, and then all of a sudden I just had this like change of just like instant heart. I was like, man, I was kind of absent for my son's first year of him being, going through all that with my lady and everything, and it was like, all right, do I want to be a lawyer or do I want to be a family man? So that was the first step. Was I had to commit to one of the two.
Sure.
At the time, I couldn't do both.
Right.
So. I did that, and then, then I started getting pressured, by the lady, of course. Hey, what are you going to do for work? What are you thinking about? And I was like, well, I think I'm going to go be a caddy master. So I applied to Caddy Master to be a caddy manager.
Right.
So she was like, well, and I was like, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to be the guy in charge of the caddies. I did that for 8 months, maybe 6 months, realistically. And I was like, this is not it. You know, I was in the military. Like, I've always been outside. I love interacting with people, meeting people from all over, and sitting inside of a shack on a computer is not for me. And it wasn't for me. So we actually we got to the Golf Club of Houston, and we're like, this isn't going to work out. And
how long did it take you before you knew that?
4 days.
Oh.
I'm talking we
and
drove.
You moved everybody there?
We all drove straight from North Carolina
Yikes.
to Houston, Texas.
Yikes.
We got there, checked in the hotel, waiting to get into our place or whatever. Started doing the numbers. Started realizing, like, all right, cool. And then I was like, no, this ain't it. And Lisa was like, what? I was like, this is not it. We're leaving.
Oh.
She was like, we got to stay a couple more days and get some rest. Because it was like a day and a half drive, man.
Right.
So long of a drive with a whole U-Haul and 2 cars.
Oh, my gosh.
Me pulling 1 car behind my U-Haul.
Did you even unload the U-Haul?
No, not a
Oh,
chance.
my gosh. Could you imagine?
It was brutal.
It's not brutal for us, but
It was brutal.
the other part of
Yes.
it is where it gets really hard.
So we are sitting at the Cracker Barrel in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm going to call Pinehurst. She was like, what? I was like, I'm going to call Pinehurst. It's the same company.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go work, trying to see if I can just be a caddy manager over there. Like,
Sure.
I was trying to stay on the manager side at the time. And then she's like, nah, you don't really like doing that. I was like, all right, well, I'll go be a caddy then. And then she was like, well, you would love that.
Sure.
You know, which I obviously look where I am now.
Right.
And I called Jimmy Smith over, he's one of my caddy managers, and I was like, hey, I'm not wanting to be a caddy manager now. I'm literally on the road right now, driving through Atlanta. I'm in the U-Haul. Can I be in town tomorrow? Can I come by and see you on Saturday?
Right.
He's like, yeah, come on in. I literally walk in that Saturday, walk into my first loop.
Nice.
So it was bam, like that quick, and the rest is history. I've been doing that ever since.
Man, oh, man.
That's awesome.
How many loops do you think you've done so far?
Oh my goodness.
5 years. You've been caddying 5 years now?
Yeah.
5 years.
Averaging about 100 and, well, yeah, but more than that. Shoot. Started off averaging about 120 a year because it was a small club.
Sure.
So that was for the first 2 years. And then pushing, almost
1,000, 1,500 loops?
easily, man. Like
Yeah.
270 a year.
And
I
that's
think.
double bagging it most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always. I drive 50 minutes to work, man.
Yeah, you ain't
I'm not
single
tr-
bagging it.
I don't want that single bag. No, I don't want the single bag with the ball retriever.
Yeah.
Never. Give me double bags.
I actually think double bags is easier because it's like one, the expectation of them. They know you have 2 bags, so they're not like on you like wanting to be the tour pro caddy.
Yeah.
And then the second thing is it's more of a balance, unless you get that one bag that's got 80 balls in it.
See, I'm kind of a new school, old school caddy.
Mm-hmm.
I will roast a fellow caddy if he is changing out a perfectly good stand bag because it's too heavy. I will put him on blast. And I'm not afraid of that. And everybody knows me very well for doing so. Okay? It's just a thing. Like, our job is to make our players have the best time of their life at one of the top resort in the world, in my opinion, other than St.
Sure.
Andrews.
Sure.
I want to say it's definitely, I would say, the top resort in the United States, in my opinion. And I'm going to start out, my first introduction is, hey, man, just so you know, your bag's a little too heavy. I'm going to change it out. Come on now. We're professionals. You can not be professional on the golf course.
Yeah.
You can let loose and relax with them out there.
I know, but man, some of those bags are...
Lighten them up, baby.
Well, no,
If they
I do
got
agree
good
with that.
straps, if they got a stand, lighten them bad boys up, and there ain't no shame in that game.
Yeah.
But I
But
don't.
you're talking about the change out.
Yeah, I mean, and if
Yeah.
I'm carrying one bag, I'll carry a cart bag.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't faze me.
Yeah, that's okay.
Like, trust me, I've tell people, man, I've carried a lot heavier bags in the military, being a radio operator, and any bad day on the golf course is better than any good day in the military.
Oh, I bet.
So, perspective.
How much did that equipment weigh?
In the military?
Yeah.
Oh man, every bit of 160 pounds, and I weighed about 175. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's
Yeah.
brutal, dude.
Wow, that is
Talking
brutal.
Radio, I mean, crypto material, everything you can think of that goes into a radio operator's sack, plus everything that's personal.
Right.
Like, it's crazy.
Just slapped on your body
Oh,
anywhere
yeah.
there's room.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like maybe 130.
Oh my gosh.
You know, imagine me at 175, 180, like
Jeez.
carrying a bag about the same weight as me.
That's nuts. I have been, this is a big military town as well. People
It
don't
is.
realize that Fort Bragg's just, a hop, skip, and a jump away. But here lately, I've been seeing a lot of guys walking with huge bags on their back. And you can tell the military guys. So they must be getting deployed soon and just getting ready for that desert or wherever the heck they're going.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times, especially in the Marines, man, we would always go to, like Mojave Viper. That's like our pre-deployment training school, basically. And that's in the middle of the Mojave Viper Desert.
Right.
It's insane.
110, 110,
Yeah.
120.
No.
Full
You gotta do it, man.
gear, no t-shirts, like it's all long sleeves. Oh man,
Acclimation, man. If you're not acclimated to the weather,
insane.
it's gonna feel like you are in hell. To be honest.
Yikes.
Yep.
It sounds like hell already.
It's crazy.
It's just a hell precursor to the hell.
You find the good moments though, man. Like everything in life has its moments. Everything in life kind of sucks and has its peaks and its, but especially the military, you make light of really shitty situations. You learn to
Sure.
when little things are taken away from you, and you really all you have is perspective and optimism to get you through some of the hardest times of your life. Like you learn to make fun of really bad situations and let it roll off your chest and just roll with the punches.
Yeah, it definitely gives you a different perspective, especially some of the places that you have to go.
100%.
You're like, nobody has any room to complain,
Yeah.
cry, say that it's unfairly treated, because wow, we live a pretty good life here in the U.S.
We do, man. We do. We have our own problems, obviously, on a way bigger scale that need to be addressed. But like, when I went to like third world countries and stuff, man, it's like, whoa, like, I used to take for granted just something as simple as just having paper towels in my house.
Sure.
Just that.
How about running water?
Well, yeah,
A bathroom.
Exactly. Anything. I'm talking. I mean, there's big things. I'm talking about just something small that
Sure.
growing up as a kid, and I never acted like that wasn't the thing. Like, if they're cheap, they're easy to get. But you go to these places, man, and it's like whoa, and you meet these kids at these homes and at these schools, and they're amazing kids, super bright, and it's like wow, you are bright with like very little resources. Like it's so impressive and like so inspiring. It's like I remember when we were in Thailand, we painted this this thing was like 2 miles long. It felt like it was like this big concrete wall that was built around this school where it was like a boarding school kind of. These kids learn how to farm, learn how to like cattle, learn how to grow like vegetables, anything from scratch. How to make learn about organisms, and just this really crazy in-depth school. And we ended up painting like this 2 mile long like fence around it, and we were done. They all the kids made us like dinner from the stuff that they had cooked, and it was hands down the best food I ever ate in my life. Yeah. And then they proceeded to want to wrestle with us all for the next like 2 hours.
That's
so here
crazy.
you got like 60 Thai kids and just like another like 20 Marines, and we're all just we got like 3 kids on each body.
Destroyed by the youngsters.
Yeah. We got these kids that know like this crazy taekwondo, and it's like whoa, like this is impressive.
Yeah. Well, talking about teaching and learning, I always thought that, like, I believe that we try to cater kids too much. Like, I think you need to put a lot on their plate and really give them advanced stuff because their brains are learning so fast. And it's been amazing to me, even with my own kids, like, whether I'm teaching them to cook or, things that, to use a stove and like in a matter of minutes, they're cooking their own eggs. And I mean, one of my daughters cooks her own eggs almost every morning. Like at 9, like it's pretty, but I think sometimes we think, oh, well, they're a kid. They can't, they shouldn't have to learn. But I mean, if you teach them more advanced stuff, their brains are wanting to learn that. And then they're so much more advanced.
100%, man. I got a 6-year-old that wants to be a YouTuber.
I know. Oh, well,
it's insane. I'm like,
it gets a little crazy online.
You love golf and you love all these other things, and it's like, but you want to be a YouTuber. And it's impressive. I got videos on my phone. I'll just random times I'll check it because my iPad is synced to my phone.
Right.
And there'll be videos of him like hey guys, Jordan here, hopping on to say hello, and he's like recording himself.
That's
and it's
so
like,
funny.
Are you posting them? Are you creating a little page?
I'm keeping them to myself. I don't want like him to feel embarrassed because I want him to keep
Sure.
doing it.
Yeah.
He's got a really good personality.
I mean, yeah, just think about just the social aspect of that.
Yeah, like that. He's attempting something like that, and he sees me doing it sometimes, so that probably helps.
Wants to be like Dad.
Yeah, he always sees me talking to the camera. I
Right.
tend to do that way too much sometimes, but it's, hey man, if that's what he wants to do, hey, we'll do it.
Oh man,
Get him a little setup.
Yo, coming back to that, you need to put a show on Golf Hub. You need to create a show and get it on Golf Hub.
There we go.
The Caddy Life. It'd be like the Cart Barn
Bagger
guys.
and the boys.
That's Bagger and the boys.
Bagger and the boys. You could do like Caddy
That would
Life.
be
That
awesome.
would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
We should just say, listen, you do all the recording. You do all the recording. You just go and you send us the footage, and we'll put it all together.
Yeah,
you got time. You
You're
got nothing to
putting
do.
that on me. He says we'll do all this stuff, but it really means me. I'll do all
100%.
that.
100%. He likes to feel inclusive, right? Isn't that
That's
it's
right.
inclusive?
Yeah. That's
Not
right.
exclusive.
That's funny. Well, let's talk about a little bit about the resort, how the resort's doing. COVID's definitely given a little bit twist and a turn. You said number 2 is about to open back up.
Yeah, it's been shut down for the last week for maintenance every year.
Oh, okay.
After all
So
the tournaments.
just down for the maintenance.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Because we just had U.S. Kids here.
Oh, yeah.
They did airification, I'm sure, this week, and then give us some good names you caddy for along the way.
I got a couple, man. The Beebs is up there.
Justin Bieber.
The
Bieber.
The Biebs.
Nice.
Or as he would like to be called, Mike Lowry.
Michael.
That was rather funny. You're definitely not Will Smith, bro.
That's hilarious. I love that.
But Jason Kidd is probably my
I bet
all-time favorite.
Dude, I bet that was really cool.
Obviously, I'm a huge
Cal
Lakers
Kidd,
fan and
man.
a Lakers guy, and the fact that he's a coach for the Lakers now is
Sure.
pretty cool. And we had a lot of conversations. Obviously, this is prior to Kobe and Gigi and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he was amazing, man. I was with him for an entire week during the Crew Cup, and it was absolutely awesome. We just had a great time, really down to earth. One of the
Sure.
nicest human beings I've ever met. I see Rod Pampling's another one that comes to mind. I've been in plenty of groups, as far as like caddy in the groups with him. Like,
Yeah.
one of my good friends, he's a big Duke guy. So anytime that one of my requests comes in town, he tends to bring somebody from Duke. So
Oh, nice.
he gets on the bag. And,
Sure.
I'm a Boston College fan, man. What do I got to say to anybody who said
How
Duke?
do you become a Boston College? Where are you originally from?
Originally from Wareham, Mass. Like I grew up in Wareham, Mass. On
that makes
Cape
more
Cod
sense
area.
then. Okay.
And, I was kind of when I moved down here, I kind of became a Tar Heel fan. Like for the first
Sure.
5-6 years I lived here.
So you must be a big Flutie fan.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And I'm all about.
Everybody's a Boston
I
College.
can't
big
stand the
Flutie.
Carolina Panthers, but I love me some Luke Kuechly.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta
Okay.
keep. He's the man. But like,
How about that
Tired
retirement,
now.
right?
Yeah.
I couldn't
I mean,
believe-
good for him.
Smart, though.
Yeah,
yeah.
really.
I mean, there's only so much your body can take. People are getting a lot smaller. They
concussions,
I made my
man.
money.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep my brain for a little bit longer in my life.
And he's so well liked. He could
He
keep
is.
making
He'll probably
so
do
much on
commentator or something,
endorsements and anything.
100%. Good
Yeah.
dude. All around great person.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's probably one of the nicest people I've ever met.
And I've learned that living here in North Carolina, like, I cannot stand the Duke-Carolina rivalry. I cannot stand it.
I can't
Why?
either.
It's just old.
It's so
It's tired.
annoying.
It's
Yeah.
tired. It's not even that it's annoying.
True.
'Cause I'm not gonna let something that annoy me, but it's
Right.
tired.
Yeah.
It's like you guys are. It's so ridiculous. Like a bunch of children arguing about like both teams.
That's
and both
fanatics for you.
organizations are absolutely the most successful in the entire sport. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I'm a Kentucky boy, so I don't give a crap about Duke, but I do love Duke's campus. I was up there. It's an amazing campus.
I've been at some basketball camps there.
and amazing facilities. If my kids got the privilege to go to Duke, I'd be like, absolutely.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, you'd be a terrible
But that's
father
what I'm
not
saying.
to let your kids go to Duke.
Yeah, I understand I'm a Boston College guy. Like, I'm not going to step into that realm of talking
Yeah.
about sports. Let's be real.
I know.
We'll come talk hockey
Yeah,
time.
that's fair.
Come talk
Yeah,
hockey time
hockey.
and we'll have a conversation.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
hey, their golf team, man. Watch out, man.
Yeah.
They're not bad. They got some studs.
Oh, that's too funny. Well, it's it's interesting, everything getting kicked back out and everybody starting to tourism, everybody's starting to get used to this COVID and doing the precautionaries. We're actually able to get back to life at least a little bit.
Yeah, the resort got hit hard, man. You got to think. Usually we would have, like Avis and BMW and Adidas and all of these Golf Channel, Am Tour, all of these things that are really key for myself and other caddies to survive throughout the dead heat of the summers.
Sure.
And falling into that's usually how we start our peak season off in fall is with BMW and all these things, and it's like, well, they're gone now.
Yeah. Any word from the top on how the fall looks for Pinehurst?
It says it looks great.
Yeah.
I mean, for me especially, I've got a lot of requests filling up fast in September and end of August, September, October.
Sure.
Like I'm 100 mile an hour until literally the day before Thanksgiving.
Nice. So on your requests, you're just kind of scheduling in your schedule and you kind of know what's coming up?
Yeah, no, really for them, they will contact me and be like, hey man, me and some guys are coming in.
Nice.
Would you want to loop for us? Whatever.
Very cool.
I'm like, yeah, man, how many caddies do you need? Just me, or how many caddies you need? We walking for caddy? Let me know the full details and give me the times, and I'll put in my calendar and show up on the day of, keep in contact with them throughout, make sure we're still good to go, and have a hell of a time, man.
Very nice. So for caddying or walking, preferable?
Oh, always walking.
Yeah, I think
I'll take. Now, if we're going 36, I'm all about walking one loop, for caddy one loop. That's
Dude, I think for caddying's more work. I mean, you're running in front.
See, I enjoy that part.
You're like,
I love running and I love being out in front of everybody, and I'm a fast caddy. Anybody who's ever looped with me knows how fast I am.
You try to move the group as fast as possible.
Not really. No, I wouldn't say that. I just like to be to where I like to get to my spot.
Yeah,
I don't want my player to beat me to any spot on the golf course at any moment. Like and when they do, I apologize. I'm like, oh, sorry, man, my bad. I'm not coming. Like I'm gonna be there.
Gotcha.
Like this is the only time you'll probably see me behind you. Like from the first tee to the 18th tee, I am the first off the box and going.
Yeah.
And it's not because I want my players to walk fast. We'll have plenty of time for conversation.
Sure.
It's because I want to get to my spot. I want to set the bags down, do what I got to do.
And be ready for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just literally you don't want the player waiting on you.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're like.
I mean, really, though, I am very attentive. Like, the way I look at it, man, is I try to rely on a lot of my gratuity to make my income to support my family.
Sure, absolutely.
Without a doubt. And the only way I can even do that is if I don't take my job. If I do take my job seriously,
right?
I've got to be serious. I mean, I have fun, but I'm a great caddy. If I see if my player is receiving to me, we're gonna have a hell of a good time.
Yeah,
there's no questions asked about that. It's gonna be a great time, and probably they'll never forget that loop with me.
Yeah, no, I agree. In your opinion, what is a better conversation? Better staying ahead of them, getting in front of them, or just a combination of both? What's the people wanting?
We'll shout out to the Buck Club for this one. Play fast and don't be a dick.
That's a pretty good rule.
All right,
that sums it up.
And I say play fast respectfully because you don't got to run through a round and get through it as fast as you can and go home. That's not the point.
Sure, right.
But it's called ready golf. It's called you can keep it moving and still play fast. And the last part's pretty self-explanatory, man. It's not hard to be a good human being.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It takes very little effort to have common courtesy for others, show respect to others, and just be a good human being.
Well, I think that can go a lot of different places in our world today. Just be nice to people, and people will be nice back.
100%.
It really doesn't. it's not rocket science here, people.
I would take a 20 handicap who was one of the coolest, nicest person I ever met in my life, and he could give me $100 tip. I could also have a scratch golfer who is trying to qualify for the North South, and he gives me $100 tip. But he's he's out there. I would go with that 20 handicap 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
I don't care how good you are.
Right.
And any good caddy will not care how good you are.
Well,
they will make it work for you.
Yeah, especially on that. And I will say this about Pinehurst is, number 2, you only have one water on 16.
Yeah.
And literally you can't lose a ball out there. It's very rare that you lose a ball out there, even if you're bad.
Yeah, it honestly is. Or if you're just a bad caddy.
But yeah, or I
always tell my players, man, if they'll put a whole ball, I'm like, man, if we lose more than 2 balls, I ain't doing my job, dude.
Right, exactly.
Unless you hit him in the water.
Right.
Like, if you're a good caddy, you're going to find it.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And help your other caddies out there. Like, when you're out there, man, you're a team. It ain't me just making my money.
Those are the brutal caddies that you're with. You're like,
you got to feed off one another.
Right.
If I make a joke, you could take a jab back at the joke and make it talk a little banter, have a little caddy
It's
banter.
all about the experience, right?
You know, caddy wages, man. I'll tell you, a lot of betting goes out there on the course that your players don't know about.
That's
and that's
funny.
what makes it fun.
You know, I never have done that.
That's awesome.
I have never done the betting on the players. I need to do that more.
It's a good one.
What's the most you ever won betting on your players?
A lot of times we just bet for drinks or dinner at Max's.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Even better.
A little wing or some beers at Max's.
Man, I haven't been to Max's a long time. Give shout out to Max's. We got that's like the caddy hangout.
It is, man. It's the caddy spot, man. It's one of the oldest bars I think in Pinehurst,
Which is literally a rock's throw away from where we're at right now.
Yeah. Exactly.
Over there behind.
Trying to grab a lunch here soon.
I don't even think it's open right now, is it? Is it back to open?
They've been open, yep.
Oh yeah, we'll have to get back over there and have a couple drinks.
Oh yeah, Max is awesome, great guy.
Yeah, no, that's a really cool spot too.
Anybody who comes to Pinehurst has got to go by there at least to have a beer or even just step inside, because if you walk around, you'll see who's been in there and people who have signed things and sent it to them from all over. People have donated things to it's just amazing. Yeah,
so if you're coming to Pinehurst to play Pinehurst, definitely if you want to see the spot for the locals, Max's is definitely the spot for the caddies.
No doubt.
Every day I go over there, you're going to see white shirt. If a guy's in tan pants and white shirt, you can pretty much guarantee he's a caddy at Pinehurst.
That's a fact. Playing cornhole. Playing cornhole, man. That's what we do.
Oh, that's all right, though. That's all right.
Well, Jeremy, you got any final comments?
Oh, man. Let's talk about, we want to give a shout out to golfcritique.com. Obviously, we want to get into... what you can get for golfcritique.com. Right now, we are working on some incredible things. First, listen, all you have to do is when you go play the next round, just go review on golfcritique.com. Why is that so important? It's so important because we are doing a $25,000 giveaway. 25 G's. We got Brian Urlacher, who's still our amazing ambassador, Hall of Fame linebacker for the Chicago Bears. Is a hell of a golfer and an awesome guy. And so he's going to come down. He's going to play. We got Emily Faulkner, Golfer Girl M. If you don't know who she is an influencer, YouTube or Instagrammer that is going to be doing some course correspondence. We're working with some other ambassadors to compliment Brian and bring them in. But you get to play golf with them. We're going to choose 6 of them to come down. You get to bring a guest. And you get to hang out at Mid Pines and Pine Needles for 2 days. Play Mid Pines one day, play Pine Needles the next day with both Brian and our second ambassador, and then hang out with Golfer Girl M, Emily Faulkner.
You know what I just thought about?
What?
We need some caddies for those rounds.
Oh, we might do some caddies for that. Bag, are you down for doing some caddying for that?
I
wish. You ever go to Mid Pines?
I only step off a site whenever I caddy for the girl I caddy for in like US Teen Worlds and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
We have a couple.
This year worked out. We were on course 6 this year.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's okay. Well, it's going to be a great time, but that's number one reason to go to golfcritique.com.
100%.
It's completely free. You don't have to sign up as a premium member. You can do it as a free member. All you have to do is review. That's all we're asking. Review. I don't care if it's a good review. I don't care if it's a bad review. We just want you to be honest. Yep. Be honest about what you're around. As soon as you do that, then you are automatically entered into the giveaway. May 14th, 15th, and 16th of 2021. The date has been moved. Obviously, most of you knew that it was going to be September. Labor Day weekend is when we originally started, but with COVID regulations and all this 14-day quarantine coming from different states, it just didn't make sense right now to do that and put that at risk. And so they're pretty strict here in North Carolina. We just wanted to be careful. Plus, our good friends up in Canada, I don't even know if the border's open yet. So we were letting a lot of our Canadian golfers who are amazing people and amazing friends and who come down here a lot, they weren't able to enter the contest. So we delayed it. But this means you got all the way until May, or actually the Sunday of the Masters is the last day to sign up and get your reviews in. So and it doesn't matter wherever you play. We have all 14,000 golf courses in the U.S. We have 2,000 golf courses in Canada. They're all in there. Second reason to go to golfcritique.com is we are in the process of connecting all of our booking engines from every golf course that we possibly can, public or semi-private, to golfcritique.com. So as a free member, you can literally go there and book any round in the country that is connected to our site. And within the next month, we will have every course in the U.S. that has a booking engine through their website. Third reason is we give more back to the courses than any other platform in golf. There's a lot of our competitors out there that I'm sure that you guys have been seeing a lot of the news out with the National Golf Course Owners Association about, they're always talking about how much we take from the courses. GolfCritique.com is not that type of company. We do so much for the golf courses. You can guarantee when you buy a golf round through GolfCritique.com, 100% of that revenue is going to the golf course. That's really good because you're supporting the industry. You're helping your local golf course go to that next level. The more money they can make, the better experience they can make for you. It comes back tenfold to you. Now, what makes Golf Critique so unique is we also are a membership site. So for $59.99 or for $5.99 a month, so $59.99 a year, you can save 2 months if you pay up front. But what that gives you is we got great partners within all of these golf courses, instructors. We have the best instructor directory anywhere around on the web. So if you're looking to take your game to the next level, definitely go to golfcritique.com, click on instructors, and you're going to see a ton of new instructors. We're adding 5 to 10 instructors a week to golfcritique.com. We are by far the best instructor directory anywhere on the web. And so when you get that $5.99 or that $59.99, you are getting perks at all of these great partners. So $5.99, you can save $50 on a trip. You could save $50 over the course of a month on our great partner courses.
Some of these instructors have some absurd perks on their pages.
$300 savings.
Yeah. Like absolutely. Almost 50% off first lessons to like 25% off package, 10 lesson deals, stuff. Like it's absurd paying $5.99 for 1 month and being able to save tenfold times what you paid for those savings.
Yeah, it's really sick.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and we're growing. Listen, we launched our golfcritique.com in January of this year, and we have been building and building and building. And I'm telling you, we are the best search engine in golf. You're going to have great golf course access. You're going to have incredible instruction and really learn about the instructor. That's what I love most about us, because not only do you read about everything that they offer, but you learn about who they are, what they represent, how they teach. Are you more feel? Are you more technical? Find an instructor that fits how you learn. That's how you're going to be really successful in this game. And then finally, trips. Man, trips. Ocean Annie's out in Myrtle Beach is now a partner of ours. They can book on all, I think it's 70 golf courses, because we have a couple that have closed since they used to have 90 or 100 golf courses, but they can pretty much book on all golf courses within the Myrtle Beach area, and you get to stay oceanside. I mean, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's sweet. Yep.
And so just check out the perks. Listen, at the end of the day, we just want you to be a big supporter of golfcritique.com, because we are changing golf. We are doing so many amazing things. And then finally, Golf Hub. Golf Hub is our entertainment side. Obviously, the podcast is on Golf Hub. If you are a contributor, if you are a YouTuber, if you're a podcaster, if you're a blogger, and you love the game like we love the game, then you got to bring your stuff to golfhub.com. It's completely free for you guys as well. We have a great revenue model for you as well. Man, we are just about growing the game, and all we want to do is bring more golfers. We want to create an amazing movement in golf that's going to create a better online experience, both from an entertainment aspect, from learning the game aspect, to actually being good to these golf courses who do so much. If you don't know anything about how much golf costs, just think about this. A golf course, just your average muni golf course, at the end of the day, costs $400,000 to just maintain. They're charging us $20 to play. So as you can see, when you take money out of that pocket, every little dime helps. GolfCritique.com recognizes that, and GolfCritique.com does more than any other platform online to give back to those golf courses. So not only are you doing something for you, you're doing something for the golfer, and you're doing something for the golf community. So thank you in advance for being a member. And by the way, who doesn't want to play with Brian Urlacher and win 25 G's?
It's facts.
You in?
That's facts.
I'm in.
Yeah.
You're in. You got to be in.
Always.
I'm
in. Always.
All right. Well, we definitely went a little bit over our standard time.
We got Bagger in the house.
What's happening?
Yeah.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. All right, so make sure you check out the show on Golf Hub. If you're not watching it there, you should be. You can also find us on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, and Instagram as @GolfNationPodcast, and Facebook and Twitter as @GolfNationPod. If you have any comments, suggestions, or questions for the show, you can email me or Jeremy at info@golfcritique.com or send us a DM on social media. That's all I have for him, Jay.
All right. Bagger, you want to throw out some... we didn't talk too much about your social media, but you want to throw out some of your handles and let your folks know how to get in touch with you?
Yeah, man. Mostly it's mostly IG, Bagger_24. I'm also on Facebook, but not on there too much. But it's Pat Bagger Webster. Yeah, man. Shoot me a follow. Shoot me a DM. If you're ever in Pinehurst, don't be shy. Hit me up. I either grab a beer with you or a loop for you. Just don't be shy.
Yeah,
Say
nice.
what's up.
And you've had that 24. Shout out to Kobe Bryant, the late great Kobe Bryant. I know
Rest in
you.
peace.
That was tough on you. You've been oh wow, even tatted it up. Hey, show the camera for tatted up on the 24.
There it is.
Yeah, no, that was a sad day. That was tough. not only losing Kobe, but also his daughter too. And
Yeah, man.
and so shout out to that family. But
Rest in peace.
yeah, so it's just let's just all come together, man. Let's be nice to people. Let's treat other people with respect, and most importantly, invite somebody to go play golf. That's what we need to do,
Grow the
because the game is booming right now. If you go to Top Golf, go to what's the one in Raleigh?
Drive Shack.
Drive Shack. Go to your local pro, learn the game, and I'm telling you, you're gonna. But definitely go to golfcritique.com and find your next lesson there, your next round, your next trip. Get some great entertainment, man. We love it. So everybody, thanks again for watching. Thanks again for listening. If you're on iTunes, we'll be back next week with another great episode on the Golf Nation podcast. But until then, learn as much as you can. Live your life to the fullest. Play golf forever. I'm Jeremy Lee. We got Risky and Bagger. This is Golf Nation podcast. We'll see you on the tee.